Hi everyone, welcome back to Tuesdays with Tuesday. My name is Tuesday and I write fantasy fiction under the name Mary E. Twomey. Today I'm going to be reading you the next chapter of my book Savage Hearts, which is book 1 in the Savage Hearts series, which is 5 books long. Today we have my dog Cricket over here and a cat who likes to put her tail in my face and make me sneeze. But I'm not going to sneeze today. I have claimed it. Also, fish, and I'm very much in love with my new fish, and I think they like it here. We will see if they still last because I'm new at fish. So far so good. They seem to like it here. Hopefully you like it here too. So let's get started with our next chapter. And if you remember, when Santos is speaking sign, because he is mute, I will do this with my fingers because I am not fluent in sign. But I want you to know that he is speaking. All right, get something cozy, get a cup of tea, also drink water. I don't know if anyone's told you this today, but maybe drink some water today because it might make you feel better. Chapter 20, Courage, Brother, Cruise. Why are we pulling over? The cursed treat isn't for another couple hours. Raphael's been drumming on his knee for the past hour, and my nerves are just about shot from his constant movement. I take the keys out of the ignition and pocket them, rousing Adelita and Santos from their couple-ish haze. This isn't going to go over well, but it's got to be done. Santos, stay in the car. Adelita, come with me. Santos never says no to me. I'm not sure he knows how, but the clear distress on his suddenly alert features tells me he's on the verge. Why can't Santos come? She asks. I can hear the fear in her voice at being alone with me. I certainly can't blame her for that. Maybe I shouldn't have hurt her to get the truth out of her. Okay, the maybe part of that is clearly the thing I need to stop saying. I definitely shouldn't have hurt her. But that's neither here nor there at this point. This arrangement is never going to work if she can't fall in line. Because Santos will get all bent out of shape if you break a nail. When this answer doesn't suffice, I turn to face them all, even Rafi, who usually doesn't question me when I look as stern as I do now. I'm guessing you don't have a lot of training in hand-to-hand combat. The Kalku know you're strong. Eventually they'll have measures to counter that. You need to learn how to fight with more than just your strength. She doesn't argue with my logic, but I can tell she does not like this one bit. That sounds okay. How's Raphael at this sort of thing? Rafi can get out of just about any tough spot. He's more agile than most. Then Rafi can train me, if he doesn't mind. Not to be difficult, but you've got to be up your butt about me holding your hand last night, and I don't want you to take it out on my shoulder. Raphael hangs his head as if he's just been sentenced. All right, Linda, we can do that. I'm guessing that's why we're pulled over next to this bridge in the middle of Nowheresville? I nod toward the rural area. The greenery is cluttered with an unhealthy amount of weeds, and there's a dank stench to the concrete that makes me wonder if the overpass is structurally sound. I motion to the bridge, wincing at the phallic graffiti, which is next to some random names and expletives spray-painted in huge letters. Rafi doesn't giggle at the giant penis, so I know he's anxious about Adelita learning to defend herself. I clear my throat. This should give us enough cover to teach her the basics. Raphael stretches and opens Santos's door. Santos, you need to be trained as much as she does with this stuff. When Santos casts Rafi a soundless scoff of disbelief, Rafi clarifies. Not to teach you how to get out of Kalku attacks, but how to not lose your head when she's in trouble. Give Cruz your weapons and come with us. We're all standing outside the car now, and I know the guys blame me for it being foggy and cold. Santos turns his back to me so he can sign in angry bursts to Rafi, who takes it all in stride. Of course not. I won't hurt her shoulder. No, Santos, I won't hurt her at all. Just teaching her how to get out of holds and whatnot. Basic stuff, very basic. Santos doesn't look at me as he turns and hands me 3 knives, and then makes a return to Adelita's side. All of them, Santos. I don't like laying down a law with him. But I also don't like that he's trying to get away with disobedience. His head lowers like a scolded dog, and he slides the 4th knife out from his boot. Adelita's upper lip curls in disgust that Santos feels compelled to obey me. But she doesn't understand. If I leave Santos with any sort of weapon, he'll hurt himself if he feels too much trauma. Watching Adelita get knocked around by Rafi will be too much for him, and I don't want him to harm himself again. Santos hands over the fourth blade and then lets me wrap my arms around him. I cup the back of his head and kiss his temple, hoping that shows him I want what's best for him, which is for Adelita to stay alive. Relying on brute strength, even at her caliber, is dangerous. It's understanding only one weapon when there are hundreds that might come at you. The tribe doesn't understand Santos. They think he's wild and sharpens his teeth with knives. Really, he's a wounded pup who needs to be shown some patience while he figures out how to exist in the world that's made no room for someone like him. Courage, brother. If you care about her safety, this needs to happen. Santos grips my biceps to let me know he's filled with angst over this. Man, did he attach hard. He's seen bad things happen to loads of people, but he always shakes it off without a blink, immune to almost everything. But this woman stumbles into our lives and he's smitten worse than anyone I've ever seen. I feel Adelita's eyes on us, measuring our embrace. I can't tell if you're cruel or sweet, she comments when I meet her gaze. I don't get to see many men hug as often as you all do. It's nice. I'm cruel, I tell her, leaving no room for any sort of softness to enter her perception of me. They're sweet. We meet halfway. Rafi kisses her temple. Men in the village don't have as many insecurities about masculinity. We're defending our village every day by hunting down the Kalku, so there's no need to pretend hugs make a man weak. Adelita wraps her arm around Rafi's middle, squeezing him because it's clear she likes the idea of our dynamic. I wish more of my patients could open up like that. I am hardly the pillar of a well-adjusted man, but whatever settles that spooked look in her eyes, and the prospect of being near me is a good thing in my book. When we make our way under the grubby overpass, I stick close to Santos while Rafi holds Adelita's hand. Though I know I'm right, I'm also positive I am going to regret all of this. That's the end of chapter 20. That was a short one. I do like seeing men hug. I think it's beautiful and nice and should be more normal if I can have a vote. I like seeing that men support each other in kind ways. I don't know. I wish I got to see that more often. And maybe I will. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough or in the right places. I hope you get to see lots of men hugs that are kind. And I hope you find a way to be kind to yourself today. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, and we'll read the next chapter of Savage Hearts together. Until then, have a great week.